Welcome to 101 Awakening. This is your birth certificate rights. This is now part 6, the legal law versus the natural law on your soul. Again, this post will not make sense to you unless you watch the first 5. The first one is the glass of house, which is your government that manages your soul. The service industry, the people that you interact with on a day-to-day basis outside of you. The chemicals and byproducts that made you sick. Number 4, it's a continuation of the chemicals and byproducts. Number 5, indoctrination of a children's mind. So now I will try and complete this page for you now. If you recall on part 1 of the post, you are a person under 0 to 18, you are under your parents' care. They are called the trustee. They are the trusted person for teens under 18 years old. While you are under 18 years old, your parents will receive money from the government, an allowance, and a child benefit. The glass of house is your corporation called Canada, who is your trustor or the trusted realtor of your estate. If anything happens to your parents, they will take custody of you. Remember, your house of glass, which is your corporation, issued you a birth certificate with a registration number on it. This registration card is now an entity card that you as a person is using. So you are a person using an entity identification card. Your glass of house opened a trust fund under your name. Your trust fund is making some money. So your government created many industries to create more money for you. So now you have a company of a liquor industry, a hospital industry, the banking industry, the clothing industry, the liquor industry, the food industry, the emergency industry, whatever kind of industries that the corporation created for you, you are now making money out of it. Remember, all these main industries also have subsidiary industries below it. Because your corporation created that law for all of them to use, they all now fall into the same legal industry of commerce. In other words, business people law. While you as a person do not belong in that industry, because you are the owner, therefore you fall under natural law. In the legal law, they're always trying to implement so many different kinds of law in order to hurt you. Remember, all the legal service are trying to make different laws every time, trying to figure out how they can incarcerate you and lock you up so you're not interfering with the embezzlement of your funds. The law that you follow is the natural law of God. In other words, if you do not hurt anybody, then you should not be prosecuted. But as you can see, every one of them is trying to kill you. Therefore, they're trying to hurt you. They should all be prosecuted and locked away. Remember the law that we discussed on part 1? Every person that works for any of these industries will need to take a course in order to get a diploma of legality. Because the legal law only applies to them, it only applies to all the people that work within these industries. It doesn't work for yourself. So let's say a police stopped you and wants to fine you for speeding. He first asks for your ID. What's the point of you giving your ID to the policeman when he doesn't really know you? So what if you give him your driver license? By showing him your driver license doesn't prove to him that he is actually dealing with the right person, because he'd never seen you grown. And again, he's using a fake ID when he's asking you, show me your ID. Because remember, he's also misrepresenting himself because he's now using the capital letters to present to you as his badge number and his badge ID. You have to remember, they were also asleep as a person. That's why they're working for that force. Otherwise, they'll be telling you the truth. But because they don't know, because they're asleep as a child, They took this law enforcement thinking that they're serving the right industry of souls. But really what they're doing is doing a disservice to themselves by not knowing that you're really the boss. So in reality, all these service industries should be respecting you instead. But again, they were all an asleep child, so they're working for this industry under duress. Under duress probably because they have so many bills to pay that they have to work in one of these industries of fear. You have to remember, everybody in this world is somewhat asleep. The only one who's awake are the rich people of the elite industries, because they know how to manipulate the souls of people. They know how to manipulate your mind and body. They know how to manipulate the masses. A manipulation that you never learn to do because you're an honest person. You see, when you're an awakened child, you do not lie and you do not take advantage of people. But you'll take advantage of the service to benefit your own soul. Remember, you have a choice in this world. All these service industry people works for you as an administrator only. Even the general that sits up there works for you. In reality, you can request for all your businesses to be audited because you're a shareholder of the company. You can speak for everyone of the shareholders to request an audit of your company. In order to do that, you will have to find a lawyer that is brave enough to stand against the illegal people that is working for you, because this illegal is causing terror inside of you and outside of you, because your very own government is using the media to scare you. Your very own government is hiring the illegals to do the terror on you. The management of your corporation is hiring illegals and paying them at your expense. They're housing them, they're feeding them, they're clothing their children. In fact, they're giving most of the illegal the money instead of you. In fact, the very government that you hired is going outside of your country and negotiating on your behalf without your consent. In fact, the government that you hired to manage your money gave the different industries the use of your capital letters without your consent. The government that you hired to manage your money is taking money from you at all times and giving it to their friends or inside their own pocket. And here you are from 0 to 65 years old, working as hard as you can, 35 to 60 hours a week for a minimum wage, while all the government people that you hired are making a lot of money on the trust fund on your head, plus the money that you earned on a weekly basis that you deposited inside the bank that you own. So you see, you're not really the borrowers of your money. You are the lenders to all these industries of fear. When you get money from your credit card, it's really your money to spend. When you buy a house, it's already paid for by the government that you owned. Because remember, the bank is your own bank company. You don't really need to use license plate because it's your own road. The roads were created so those people in your industry can get to and from work, but you are allowed to use it because it's your own land. The same thing for your property taxes or any utility bills that you are paying inside your home, because you own all the industries of fear. So let's go to part 7, the stolen rights on your birth certificate. Don't forget to watch part 1 to 6.